Hi, my name is Dr. Shelley Jones-Holt, and I'm here to read to you one of my favorite stories. It's called Grandpa, Is Everything Black Bad? A little bit about myself. I am a wife and mother of 7 kids. I've been a wife to my amazing husband for over 13 years. And I went to Sugar Hill Elementary School in Moreno Valley, California. I finished my education in college. I went to 3 colleges. I went to UC Berkeley and got a degree in psychology. That's the University of California at Berkeley. I went to Sac State and got a master's in educational leadership, and that's California State University, Sacramento. And I went to the infamous USC Trojans. Yes, go Trojans. And that's the University of Southern California, where I received my terminal degree, which is a doctorate in educational leadership, or EDD, Doctor of Education. And so I actually work now as a consultant, and I was an educator. I started off as a teacher, moved all the way up to superintendent, which was awesome. And now I am an educational consultant, so I work with all kinds of schools and organizations to make the world a better place for you. Yes, for you. And so this book is called Grandpa, Is Everything Black Bad? And that's because sometimes people really think that who they are is bad. And I'm here to remind you, who you are is wonderful. There is nothing bad about you. And this was written by Sandy Lynn Holm and illustrated by Leela K. Komithiani. I'm telling from my kids got a hold of this one. All right. So here are opening title pages. And here we go. Y'all ready? It's dark, black, and scary in my bedroom at night. So hide under the covers when Dad turns out the light. I like watching TV, but sometimes I'm sad because most white things are good and most black things are bad. People wear the color black when somebody dies. They look very sad and have tears in their eyes. Grandpa, is everything black bad? Sometimes it can feel that way. Grandpa says hide in a bush when a black cat walks by because they bring bad luck to those that they eye. Aunt Barbara says my skin is darker than most others. She calls me the black sheep of the family because I look different from my brothers. We could have a long conversation about what Aunt Barbara said, but we're going to keep reading. I saw a fire burning in the forest one day. It made the trees turn black and all the animals run away. Grandpa, is everything black bad? I think witches are scary, flying their brooms and crooked hats. They always look ugly, and they always wear black. I like hitting baseballs with my friends Ronnie and Ty. One day our ball hit Jasmine's face, and she got a black eye. Black widow spiders are dangerous and quick. They have poison in their bites, and they can make people very sick. Tell me, Grandpa, is everything black bad? I'm black, so does that make me bad too? I reckon I understand the way you feel, Monsieur. Grandpappy never did stop to think about all the things in this world that are cooler, that are the color black, that seem bad. Maybe that's why so many children are ashamed of their beautiful dark skin. You youngins think all the dark things must be no good. So it's true, huh, Grandpa? Everything black is bad. Moncho whispered sadly. Now you wait just a minute, little man. You ain't bad and neither is the color black. You just get that kind of thinking out your head. It's folks who decide what colors mean to them. Why, I love the color black, and I think it's one of the most beautiful colors in the world, Grandpa said firmly. You do, Grandpa? Moncho asked, surprised. Yep, I do, little man. Almost as much as I love your grandmama's gumbo soup. You see, Moncho, it ain't the color of someone's skin that makes them good or bad. It's what's inside your heart that counts. The more love you give from your heart, the better you are as a person, no matter what people say or do. You understand? Moncho nodded. You also have something else inside of you that's very important. I do? Moncho asked curiously. Yeah, you do, little man. You have a heritage, a very, very proud heritage. Heritage? Moncho wondered, wrinkling his face. What's heritage mean, Grandpa? Do you know what heritage means? Let's find out together. A heritage is our past. It's where we come from. It's the traditions and the things that are important to us and our families who lived long before us. Our heritage is African, Moncho. African? Moncho said loudly. I'm not African. I don't live in Africa. No, but our ancestors did live in Africa a long time ago. And the spirit of Africa is within you no matter where we live. Africa is also where a lot of important things happen that help people all over the world. Even today, you and I still have African blood in our bodies. That's why we look like the black Africans who still live there. So why does everyone call me black then? Why don't they call me African? I don't know, Moncho. Black folks have been called so many different names over time that people aren't sure what they should be called anymore. Some folks say we should be called one thing, and some folks say we should be called another. All Grandpappy knows is that us grown-up folks got to be careful what we let our youngins be called, especially if it makes them feel bad. We also have to teach y'all about your heritage. What do you like people to call you, Grandpa? Why, that's simple, little man. They can start by calling me by the name Mama gave me when I was born, Rufus. I didn't know your name was Rufus, Moncho said, tickled. That's because to you, baby, I'm just plain old Grandpappy. If someone calls you black, do you feel bad, Grandpa? No, Moncho, I don't. You see, when I was a youngin' just like you, my grandfather taught me about our African heritage and our history. He gave me a special bamboo drum, and as he played it, he told stories about our past. Those stories made me feel mighty proud of my African heritage and of the dark color of my skin. Could you play the drum now for me, Grandpa? Moncho yelled excitedly. Could you, please? The old man looked into Moncho's big black eyes and smiled. He took Moncho by the hand into a special room in the back of the house. The room was beautiful, flowing with colors of black, gold, purple, red, and green. Beautiful African scenes were painted on the walls, and masks and pots were lying on the floor. It looked like an African kingdom with a straw hut inside. Within the hut was a large red bamboo drum. It looked magical. Mancho's grandpa sat him on the floor and began to slowly beat the drum with his large old hands. Close your eyes, little man, Grandpa whispered. Feel the love you have in your heart as I play. Listen and you will see pictures in your head as the drum tells you a story about our heritage and history. Mancho closed his eyes and listened as his grandpa beat the drum. After some time, the drum beats sounded like voices to Mancho. Boom, 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 boom. The drum began to talk. Africa is beautiful, and so are her native people. And with their beautiful dark black skin, her lands have great animals like lions, giraffes, and elephants. Africa is where our ancestors' lives begin. Africa's land is naturally rich with lots of diamonds and gold. With deserts and rainforests throughout her regions, Africa is beautiful to behold. Africans built the mighty pyramids and used some of the earliest tools. They developed writing, mathematics, astronomy, and religion. Even the Greeks came to study at their schools. Do you hear the drum? The Nile River, the longest in the world, was home to the earliest farms. There were queens and kings in African lands, and Africans made medicine to keep people from harm. Africans made calendars a long time ago that today would still be right. They had clocks like the sundial they used in the day and in the water clock that they used at night. Africans had writings that the Greeks called hieroglyphics, which used pictures in place of words. Africans were proud and made important contributions that have helped people all over the world. Be proud of your dark skin. It represents a proud people, and black is truly a beautiful color. It was passed down to you by Africans who lived before, and your heritage is like no other. Mostly be proud of the love in your heart and all that you have within. It's the love that you share with people around you that matters most in the end. The drum kept talking to Mancho. Boom, boom, boom. Be proud of your black skin and the love you have within. And remember, your heritage is African. Be proud of your black skin and the love you have within. And remember that your heritage is African. Be proud of your black skin and the love you have within. And remember that your heritage is African. At last, the drum stopped beating. Mancho opened his eyes and gave his grandpa a big, strong hug. That was beautiful, Grandpa, Mancho cried. I saw pictures in my head. I saw Africa. Please, can we play the drum again? I want to know more about our past and our African heritage. I want to hear that drum talk again. Mancho's grandfather put his arms around the little boy and said gently, That's enough for today, little man. Grandpapa's old bones need a rest. Besides, it's very important for you to remember what you learned today. Don't worry, Grandpa. I won't forget what the drum said. Ever, Mancho said proudly. Now that's the kind of talking Grandpa likes to hear from his little man. Makes an old man like me feel real good. Grandpa, can I ask you something else? Mancho asked softly. What's that, Mancho? Do white people have a heritage? Yes, they do, little man. All people do. Then what's their heritage? Asked Mancho. Well, it depends on where they come from in the world, little man. A lot of white people's ancestors in this country come from Europe, so their heritage is European. What's European, Grandpa? Well, that's a whole nother story that Grandpa will have to tell you some other day. Don't you worry yourself none, though. We'll have plenty of time to learn about your African heritage and all the others in the world. Let's learn a little bit more about your own heritage first, and then it'll be easier to learn about all of the others. Grandpa? Yes, little man? I love you. You always make me feel good. I love you too, Grandpa said, looking at the drum still in the middle of the room. You just remember, the dark color of your skin and your African heritage is a good thing. A very good thing indeed. Look for other titles by this author. We all have a heritage. Grandma says our hair has flair. Color me beautiful. And love is the root of all people. I hope you enjoyed Grandpa is Everything Black Bad. And know that you are just amazing just as you are. You and all